Introduction to the Book of Esther. A profile of courage. Heroes act while others stand and watch. I will go to the king, even though it is against the law. And if I perish, I perish. According to chapter 4, verse 16. What makes a hero? Ask one, and you may find a surprising nonchalance. The code? I'm sure other people would have done exactly the same thing, they say. Or, I was just in the right place at the right time. People become heroes because they take quick action at that right time, while others stand watching in horror. The true hero recognizes the crisis and moves to meet it. This kind of courage made Esther great, worthy of a book in the Bible. A queen risked her life. By the accident, or to quote accident, of her beauty, and to quote again the accident of the former queen's dismissal, Esther found herself queen of one of the greatest powers of the world. Then, when all seemed smooth, her crucial moment came. This moment has been echoed many times since. As a successful racial minority in the Persian Empire, Esther's people, the Jews, had not melted into their surroundings. Others were jealous of their success and separatism. A vengeful Prime Minister, Haman, made up his mind to destroy them. He issued an edict of government-sponsored genocide. Would Queen Esther intervene? Doing so would risk her life. And what difference could she make? She was a powerless sex partner to a king who strongly preferred women who never interfered with his wishes. She came only when he called, and he had not called her for a month. And yet, she alone, of all the Jews, had access to the king. Esther's cousin, Mordecai, reminded her of her unique place. Who knows whether you have come to a royal position for such a time as this? Esther responded with action. Her courageous words are a classic statement of heroism. I will go to the king, even though it is against the law. And if I perish, I perish. According to Esther, chapter 4, verse 16. Coincidence or plan? The Book of Esther shows, though indirectly, God's heroic concern for the Jews. The story runs on a series of extraordinary coincidences. Esther just happened to be chosen as a new queen. The king just happened to be unable to sleep, and when he picked up some reading, it just happened that he came across an account of a good deed Esther's cousin Mordecai had done. The evil Haman just happened along at that crucial moment. These coincidences, along with Esther's courage, tilted terrible events toward the Jews' favor. Were these really mere coincidences? Or was God behind them? The book of Esther doesn't say directly. God isn't mentioned even once, and sometimes seems deliberately left out. But believing readers, whether Jews or Christians, can have no doubt. All of life is under God's command. Nothing just happens. These coincidences were part of God's plan to save the Jews. And the truth is, nothing is a coincidence, and nothing happens by accident. God protected His people because He loved them, because He had chosen them from the beginning. Even their enemies knew the power of the Jews. See Esther chapter 6, verse 13, for instance. Esther's story is another chapter in the amazing story of God's perpetual love for the Jews. Though sometimes far from His will, this tiny, often hated minority has survived and thrived down the centuries. From Haman to Hitler, vindictive leaders have hated the Jews. Yet, while no other group has been so hated, no other group has shown the Jews' ability to overcome adversity. Nor can any other ethnic group alive today point to such continuity with their ancestors. They have endured as a unique and great people. How? Esther shows that God's exquisite timing, combined with the courage of individuals who happened to be in the right place at the right time, made His chosen people prosper. How to read the book of Esther. Esther makes such suspenseful reading that most people will find it hard to quit. As in a detective story, every detail folds into another. You don't know, from one page to the next, how the drama will turn out. The essence of Esther lies in its characters. Study Esther, Mordecai, Haman, and King Xerxes. What kind of people were they? What were their ambitions? What were their strengths and weaknesses? What crucial moments show the true character of each? What do you learn? Or what do you learn from them that can help you rise to the challenge when you are the right person in the right place at the right time? Knowing the historical setting for Esther's story can enrich your study. A good commentary or Bible dictionary also under Esther will illuminate many of the details that make Esther such a convincing historical document. Plans for reading Esther. For Plan 1, we have an overview of Esther in one day. So Day 1, read the introduction to Esther, just like what we've done, and proceed to Chapter 4, in which Esther learns that her people are in dire straits and decides to take action. For Plan 2, all of Esther in 8 days. 1 chapter a day, except for days 6 and 8, because for day 6, we read both chapter 6 and 7, and then for day 8, both chapters 9 and 10. That's all for now. God bless us all.